You're touching my hand, I don't like it. There's the ladies, it's Dan.
And John.
And Chris, and welcome to another side quest right here on QOB. Today we'll be fighting like hell and looking through the art of Doom. Doom is one of our all-time favourite classic, just mayhem games.
From back in the day.
And I'm so pleased.
Way back in the
First
day.
experience of playing the first person shooter.
Yeah.
And I'm pleased to say that it is stayed true to its roots. There is basically no story, but just full-on ultra violence.
It's like what they set out to achieve, and they did achieve it, is what if there was like an old school FPS, but made in 2016. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Except you get to aim up and down this time.
Yes, you can actually
jump.
look. You can look up and down.
And jump.
You can jump.
Anyway, today we're going to be looking at the art of Doom. If you recall, some time ago I did a video on the art of Fallout 4, which was very, very cool. I enjoyed reading that art book very much.
Reading.
Looking at the pictures. This book promises to show us the ideas behind making all of the new monsters look like the old monsters but better, as well as all of the games and some of the environments as well. So, let's jump in to the portal of hell.
Let's take a closer look.
Yeah!
It's sweating here, it's fucking hot in here, man. Yeah, it's fucking really hot in that.
Yeah! And we're back! Ready to unbox this beast. It is actually quite heavy, considering that it isn't such a thick book. It is laid out exactly like the Fallout one, which is quite cool. You've got the half silhouette of the Praetor suit, which is pretty cool.
The Doom guy.
It goes all the way around to the other side, which is pretty cool. It's got that kind of metallic finish, which is kind of like a matte kind of like texture.
Yeah.
But you can see in the reflection of the light here that it's got that metallic look.
Just glow a bit, yeah.
Proper professional.
Absolutely.
Must admit. Actually digging up, you'll actually see how bloody thick the cardboard is, which is pretty good. That'll just go alongside my Fallout 1 pride of place in the bookshelf. The other thing that we've got here is we have, just like in the Fallout 1, if I open this the correct way, we have a cyber demon. So we've got that. I'll get that framed at some point. And then we're left with the final product, which is just elegantly the art of Doom.
Nice.
On the front we are greeted with just the sexy red, the art of Doom. Again, nice metallic colour. The pages are red leaf rather than the gold leaf that we had in the Fallout. Yeah, blood red, savage, just like the game itself.
Beautiful.
So opening up, we have like a nice bit of concept drawing. That was one of the last levels of the game, I believe, wasn't it? That was when we had
in hell.
It's in hell.
It's in hell.
Yeah. It's actually broken up into some really easy sections, and it's very easy reading, pretty much. We have we've got a bit of an intro, a bit of spiel at the top. We've got my favourite bit, which is the demons, the demon concept art. We've got environments, characters, weapons, and props and graphics. It starts just like the game, bloody good fun. There's a bit of spiel there by Marty, I believe. And this is my favourite section. This actually details how they went from knowing that the original Doom demons were obviously iconic and classic, and they wanted to maintain that look while still giving something kind of new and interesting to go on.
Because it's a bit like Doom 3 deviated a little bit from the standard monster designs. With this one, it's kind of like just total update in the classic look.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got one or two new enemies that weren't in the original Doom.
I've always got to have the new ones.
Yeah, we've got some new ones, but
as long as you've always got the classics.
Well, one of the most satisfying things ever, though, is seeing something like a Caco demon, in full high-res, super high definition from the PlayStation 4 or something, and just remembering that it used to look like a tomato.
Yeah, it's 16 colour tomato,
which was overly bright red, and you very rarely saw them from behind. Mancubus is back, and one of the most formidable enemies in the original, and then he's been upgraded by the UNC.
The Cyber Mancubus.
Because apparently weaponising demons is the future.
We need to weaponise them.
Yeah, nice.
This is a fucking beast.
It's a Baron, is it?
I think that's a Baron, yes. It's got hooves, which is quite...
nice.
Well, actually, the ones in Doom had hooves, didn't they?
Yeah, it's very sort of goatee devil, kind of
It's like a demonic minotaur, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Doom. Lost Souls have had a bit of a revamp and they look fucking badass.
Yes.
And I really like how close they got the sketch to the actual bump map to design in the end.
That is amazing.
That is cool. And also they change colour now depending on whether they're going to fight you versus not.
Ah, yeah. Also, of course...
Do any demons not fight you, by the way? Just out of interest.
No.
No,
They all just want to kill
they
you.
all want to kill you as much as you want to kill them.
Sweet.
But of course, Lost Soul, I mean, the art style in Doom is very, metal. It's basically every 80s metal album you can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly Slayer.
Slayer albums, aren't they?
But the Lost Soul is definitely, that's one of the major
Yeah.
ones we look at and think that's a metal album cover.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Ah,
The Revenant.
There he is.
Revenant,
Revenant.
Revenant.
Revenant, I believe.
Not the Reverend. There's some spiel in some data cubes that you kind of pick up through the game, which kind of indicate that like the elite soldiers of the UAC were actually subjected to crazy like radiation waves to make them into these revenants, and then they kind of like bolted these sort of rocket launchers straight onto their actual bones with no painkillers. My favourite enemy in Doom was always the Caco Demon, purely because they look like tomatoes.
Chris, do you like tomatoes?
I absolutely hate tomatoes. That's why I shot them all of the time. Like I just liked it when Caco Demons in the original Doom died because they kind of like melted into the floor.
Monkey was kind of melted as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
Come on. They've redesigned like the Caco Demon like to make sure that it still stays true to the original, but
staying true is what's important.
Yep, it was definitely important, but this time it has an absolutely fucking enormous gob.
It's got a big mouth.
Like, and actually, if the Caco Demon in this game actually catches you close up, like you lose practically all of your health in one bite.
Yes, that happened to me once because I did not let it happen again. But when it happened, I was just like, what?
Like, it's better illustrated by this picture. I mean, that looks savage as fuck.
Doesn't it?
And I just love how they just kind of they just bob around, and then as soon as they see you, they're like, yeah,
It's on.
it's on.
Come at me. Just come at me.
Come at me, bro. Moving on to the Hell Knight. Like, this is obviously very reminiscent of the Hell Knight that was in Doom 3, which I absolutely loved, actually.
Yeah.
Seriously cool Hell Knight. That's like a really skinny version that's been on a diet.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds more like The Rock.
Slim fast.
Yeah. It's like, guys, can you make him look a bit less pathetic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll give him the rock legs. And finally, one of the sort of demons that I'm really, really looking forward to coming back in this Doom.
Pinky!
Is proper Pinky.
Be back in a fucking jiffy!
Environments.
Doom kind of...
Got my strong hand.
Got a strong hand! I found there's two main environments in Doom, and they are the UAC, which is like a super futuristic kind of like research facility, and Hell, and that's really the only two that's really in the whole game.
That's what you get in the original Doom as well. And this one really hammered home the whole experimental demon.
Yeah.
Even like cult-like status of the UAC came into it quite a lot as well.
A lot of gore in places, like lots of blood floating around.
Yeah.
Just lots of savageries happened, obviously.
Strong hand.
You're a strong hand.
Introduction.
Characters.
Chapter 3!
Doom's quite low on characters because they're all dead. But like, there's three main
We don't need no
people.
characters.
Like, we've got a bit of Olivia Pierce going on here. We've got, like, I know that this is, obviously the Praetor suit, and you see it, but this is the Doom guy,
They don't get it.
the Doom Marine.
You don't get to see
Slayer.
his face anymore.
Only in the classic maps when you get blown up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a nice Easter egg.
Olivia Pierce is our main bald person in the game.
There's always a trophy bald.
As always about.
It's a trophy bald.
Always a trophy bald.
She's a bit of a nutcase. You've got Samuel Hayden. Is it Hayden? Yeah, Samuel Hayden. Like who's actually
Say lots.
yeah, who actually died ages ago, but then they reincarnated him through an AI and put him in a robot body. I really like the art books when they kind of go over like lots of the NPC kind of characters that you maybe see dead later on in the game in places.
okay.
I like how even on UEC on Mars, they've always got time for pizza deliveries.
And now for the best section,
Oh yeah, we got the guns.
the guns,
Introduced with the biggest of them all,
the BFG,
the BFG.
which stands for the Big Friendly Giant.
Because it is a big friendly giant.
It is. So
Yeah, we go.
here we go.
Plasma rifle.
A plasma rifle. This one looks a lot like the plasma rifle that was in Doom 3. From
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
yeah, like it's even got this like sort of like little
Circle
nodule, circle nodule, thing like that. And once again, it is like one of the most quintessential guns in Doom.
It is
Absolutely
totally.
beautiful weapon. And like, especially when you've got haste and it's like, when you get like turbo fire. That's absolutely mint. Now we're getting on to some iconic fucking weapons here, like the shotgun, the double-barreled shotgun, and the chainsaw. And they fundamentally changed how the chainsaw was used in this game. Like in previous Doom games, like the chainsaw was like a melee weapon which didn't have any like ammo, it was unlimited all of the time.
And you wouldn't use it on anything more than a zombie guy.
Yeah,
it wasn't like super powerful or anything.
No, nothing like that. However, in this game, like it's almost like it's almost a little bit like the BFG in the fact that it offers instant kills, but only if you have enough fuel cells for it.
It's an instant kill weapon.
Of course, we've got the chain gun.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
All right.
Ghost rifle. This is pretty much the real gun.
This is a real gun, yeah.
But lads, we don't want to look at these, do we?
No, this is
Do
not.
we?
This is not what we want.
We didn't.
No, the big friendly giant is on the next page.
The big friendly giant.
Has it got big ears?
Yeah, like it's got big flappy sides. Like, and this actually goes right the way back to the original Doom when it looked like a Pop-Tart.
It was flat, it looked like a pop chart.
Pop-Chart.
Pop chart. Looks like a pie chart.
Chapter 5!
Props and...
Graphics.
Like, this was the PDA that looked as though it was the one that was in Doom 3. And I actually loved the PDA in Doom 3, the way that he just like zoomed straight into his head with it. Boosh. These are some of the key cards. Like, this is like where you've been lying for the last few hundred years or few thousand years.
For a long time.
A long time ago. Lots of dead shit going on here.
Metal. I do like the evil trees.
That's the strong hand trees.
Strong hand trees, huh?
Here's some little flashies.
This is the power-ups.
The power-ups.
Here we go.
Chris Akabusi!
And my favourite part, just about of all like art books, is like the symbols.
Oh yeah.
Doom's got lots of comedy symbols that are like floating throughout the game. You know, like for instance, "Don't be sick here."
What's this one next to it?
Is there someone having a poo?
Just quite possibly. Yeah, don't use your mobile phone.
Line here is nobody is allowed here. Unisex toilets. Man in a teleporter. 3 people in a bed. 3 people in a small bed.
And
Yes.
Union Aerospace, building the foundation for the future.
By weaponizing demons.
Yeah!
And that was the art of Doom. Doom! And that is all we've got time for on this side quest right here on QOB. Catch us again for more gaming, beer, banter, and all the rest of it. I have been Chris.
I've been John.
I've been Dan.
Tally-ho.
Tally-ho, chaps.
Ciao.
Cheerio. Toodle pips.
We will be fighting like hell.
Wait, didn't you go over the car?
Camden Hells.
Well, fucking idiot.
Fucking idiots. Okay. Motherfucker.